morning, depending on their distance from the epicenter and how the alert was delivered.
I put out a call on Twitter for people to tell me about their experience with the app. Most reported getting the alert about 3 to 5 seconds before they felt it. Omar Moore felt the shaking in San Francisco.
Ducked under the table and rode out the shaking, which lasted here at least for around 10 seconds or so.
Bill felt the earthquake in Russian Hill.
At first I heard the earthquake alert go off on my smartphone, and then literally within several seconds the windows started rattling in our condo.
I also received reports from people who felt the shaking before the alert hit their phones. Chris Carlo, KCBS.
Just ahead on KCBS, I'm David Welch in Oakland, where officials are updating the public on their 30-day crime plan, which is intended to cut down on gun violence. KCBS News Time 1:08. It's traffic and weather together with Carolyn Burns.
And we'll now start out in the Richmond area. It's on 80 eastbound just before Hilltop Drive. The two-car crash. And we have reports that a tire came off one car, ended up hitting a second car. So one of those vehicles may be blocking a middle lane. Another one's on that right-hand shoulder. This accident did just happen. So at the moment, I'm not seeing too much of a backup. Of course, once CHP gets on scene, all of that could change. And we do have some road work that's going on in the Berkeley area right now. It's a full closure of eastbound 80 in between University Avenue and Gilman Street. This is due to some bridge construction that will be continuing until 5 a.m. or so. So right now traffic is just creeping along before University Avenue. You might want to get off at Ashby and take the frontage road to get around all of this. Your next traffic update is at 118 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Yeah, it's going to feel a little bit like fall for the next couple of days. How nice. Patchy, yeah, ready for it. Patchy coastal bay fog this morning. Mostly clear skies inland. Lows from the upper 40s to the low 50s. Sunny and breezy today with highs from the low 60s to the low 70s. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
We are all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. After Halloween this year, don't throw out your jack-o'-lantern. Use it to start composting instead. Pumpkins and other gourds are perfect additions to any compost pile. Also, you can add container soil and roots from potted plants that have withered away. And if you have a garden, be sure to add garden waste from cleaning and pruning, like stems, roots, and leaves. Join Odyssey. And together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Do you or a loved one experience pain, burning, numbness, or tingling in your hands, legs, or feet? Danville Neuropathy Center is one of the only clinics that offers a proven and exciting new treatment for chronic pain and neuropathy. Unlike other clinics, our technology is FDA cleared, is proven to repair and regrow damaged nerves, and because it's so successful, most insurances, including Medicare, cover the treatment. If you're worried about your balance and the side effects of neuropathy treating drugs, call 925-270-1460 to schedule an appointment, or go to DanvilleNeuropathyCenter.com for more information.
KCBS News Time 110. Novato police are investigating a stabbing at an elementary school parking lot last night that critically injured a 16-year-old boy. Police say they were called to the Linwood Elementary School campus shortly before 7 p.m. on reports involving a group of teenagers causing a disturbance. When they arrived, they found a teen with multiple stab wounds who was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Investigators learned a 17-year-old boy was also assaulted by the group of suspects, but suffered only minor injuries and was released to his parents. It's been just over a month since a spate of gun violence prompted the Oakland Police Department to implement what it called a 30-day crime plan. As KCBS's David Welch reports, department officials say that plan is working.
Oakland Police Chief LaRon Armstrong pointed to statistics to show that his 30-day crime plan is working to make Oakland streets safer. Since that plan went into effect a month ago, Armstrong says gun fatalities are down by almost half compared to the same month last year. And he says officers have confiscated over 80 illegal guns.
As a result of this last month's operation, I will be extending this operation for another 30 days.
He plans to continue his efforts with the same methods as last month. dedicating every available resource towards reducing gun violence in the city.
All of our resources will continue to be focused on group and gang violence, on addressing shootings and homicides in the city of Oakland, and we will continue our all-hands-on-deck approach.
The department has been struggling with staffing shortages for several years. Something Armstrong says will get easier when they graduate 14 new officers this week. Oakland Police also received a grant from the Department of Justice that will go towards hiring 15 additional officers. In Oakland, David Welch, KCBS.
Migratory patterns of several species of West Coast birds are imperiled because of the ongoing drought, drying up marshland and waterways that they depend on for food and rest. KCBS's Jeffrey Schaub reports these wildlife are suffering because they're having to travel longer distances, and the result can often be sickness, even starvation.
Well-known West Coast birder and author Harry Fuller says every year millions of birds head south for the winter.
Let's say you're a shorebird, you breed in Alaska, and you're used to going to Central America. You've got a number of places that you and your ancestors have stopped along the way as you're flying. They'll do 200 to 300 miles maybe in a day, and then they've got to stop somewhere where they can eat, sometimes for 2 or 3 days, replenish their body weight and their energy, and then do another leg of the migration.
But the drought has dried up many of the estuaries and waterways the birds rely on.
I have talked to birders who've lived in eastern Oregon for a long time, where the drought is as severe as it is in much of California, and they're seeing now big flocks of birds that used to stop, eat in the fields, go into the marshes, just fly on past. There's no food. What's the point of stopping? So they're going to the next restaurant. And of course that increases the stress, which means more birds will starve, get injured, die, get lost. It's really bad news.
In the North Bay, Jeffrey Schaub, KCBS.
The list of excessive water users is out again, and as KCBS's Megan Goldsby reports, it's quite a bit longer this time around.
You may remember hearing on KCBS last month that just 3 homes were called out publicly by East Bay Mud for using too much water. Well, this time around,
The current list of excessive use customers is around 300 at this time, and the reason for that is simply because we covered essentially a month of statements compared to just a couple of days the first time.
so this figure represents what's actually happening, says Andrea Pook with East Bay Mud, and it's representing water use in the late summer, a time when people may water more to try to keep their landscaping alive in the heat. The threshold's around 1,600 gallons a day, but the list shows many homes using at least double that, and the highest user on the list, a home in Alamo, using more than 6,600 gallons a day.
We have instances that we think might be leaks, and they can happen all year round, right? And we find that 1 in 4 houses in our service area can have a leak of some level.
Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Chris Ancarlo. Younger people are dying of heart attacks at much higher rates than expected since the start of the pandemic. I'll get into why.
KCBS News Time, 1:15 over at the sports desk. The Warriors lost to the Suns in Phoenix last night, 134 to 105. And in hockey, the Vegas Golden Knights beat our Sharks 4-2. Here's Victor with sports.
As the leader of the 49ers offense, Jimmy Garoppolo is often pointed to when the play on the field goes awry. Jimmy G did throw an interception in the red zone as he was being hit on Sunday, but otherwise, his stats showed his productivity and efficiency. Garoppolo finished the day completing 25 of his 37 attempts for 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that 1 interception. Still, the offense was unable to punch it into the end zone on 3 occasions and instead settled for field goals. But in the press conference, everyone wanted to know how he viewed his new running back, Christian McCaffrey, in his debut.
I did a really good job today, and it looked like he had never even heard before when he was in the huddle, so there's some explaining to do, but I thought he did really well. It's definitely a little spark for us, that's for sure.
And he was also asked about the self-inflicted wounds that every other player is talking about. How do you fix that?
I think it starts in practice. I think the way you practice, how you play. So just can't let little things slide like that in practice, and all that stuff happens in practice, but I think that's a starting point for it. Like you said, there's no magic trick to it. It's just hard work and guys doing the right thing and doing a lot longer than the other team. I think that's a big part of it.
And what about the accountability in the locker room?
Yeah, I think we got the right core guys, especially to hold people accountable, and just we got to stay together right now. You know, it's a tough time, and Obviously, tough loss. Never like to lose games in this league, but just the way we did today, we just got to stick together right now.
Audio courtesy of the 49ers. Hopefully it goes much better for them this weekend in Los Angeles against the Rams. From the sports desk, Victor Zaragoza, KCBS.
The following is a paid commercial announcement. Were you abused by a priest or clergy member? You are not alone, and we can help you hold the truth